So I just saw a video in regards of two neighbors, and the one neighbor had a dog, and the other neighbor had chickens, and the dog went after the chickens and killed one and hurt another, and was going for the herd chicken, as I understand it. So the guy that had the chickens shot the dog, and the dog died. And I guess the guy with the chickens is now being sued for shooting the dog, although he proclaims it was in defense. I don't really know why he would even claim that it was in self-defense in regards to the dog attacking him or something like that, which might be wrong actually. But I'm like, if you have animals, right? A chicken can be as, who decides which animal is worth more? Because I had chickens when I was a child, right? And I had friendship with chickens. That was my pets, right? They were very tame, and I wouldn't have any dog kill my chickens, right? And we also had dogs, right? But the thing is, the neighbor's dog ends up in his place with the the guy with the chickens, right? Begins to run amok and against the chicken, kills one, as far as I understood it, hurt another, and then the neighbors comes to pick up the dog. The older woman gets the dog in but apparently she slips and falls, and the dogs run along again after the chicken. The chicken that is hurt, although still alive. And I'm like, okay, so the guy shoots the dog. Okay, it's not it's not not the best thing to do, right? But it's kind of his chickens, right? Who decides whose life is worth more? Is it the chicken's life worth more than the dog, or is the dog worth more than the chickens, right? Because this dog is running around and killing one chicken after another, right? So what are you going to do, right? And so, but apparently, they apparently are suing this guy, and it's not like I'm defending that he shot the dog, but I kind of understand the thing that it's on his land, it's on his property, right? And this dog is running around on his property, and it's killing his chickens, right? It's kind of, and it's killing his chickens, right? So he kills the dog, so it stops killing the chickens, right? It's kind of, it's hard to, the only, the worst thing I think is if he's lying in regards of the dogs attacking him, and that's why he shot the dog, because you can't really see it on the surveillance, but apparently in regards of the one that treated the dog, apparently the shot seems to have come from behind. But so that's the worst thing that the guy is doing, is lying, it seems, in regards of why he shot the dog. I think it's pretty clear why why he shot the dog. He's shooting the dog because it's killing his chickens, right? And then again, what are you going to, this is on his property. A foreign dog is on his property killing his chickens, okay? It's not like, defending his, but I can understand why he's, it's on his property. And, which life is worth more, the chickens or the dogs, You know, um, again, if you have a very near, friendship with your chickens, it can be pretty close as well, So, so who decides, if the chicken's life or multiple chickens' lives are worth more or less than a dog's life that is absolutely uncontrollable chasing the chickens? You know, the dog, of course, shouldn't have been on his land in the first place, right? If you have a wolf going after your chickens, right, what do? You shoot it, right? You get it away. You don't want it to kill your chickens or your lamb or whatever, you kill it, because it's killing your lambs, right? It's killing your chickens. It's killing, and you don't want that, right? So you kill it, right? So, yeah. And I don't understand if the woman falls, does she falls because of the dog? I think that might actually be the case. It might be the case that the dog ends up running, wanting, gets this push for running after. That wouldn't be not unnatural that a dog would do that when it's kind of in a frenzy like that, It would begin to, run after, and she couldn't, and she probably dropped to the floor and lose the, and there we go again. It's chasing the chicken, right? It's it's terrible. So I'm like, but some, I think the worst thing that the guy's doing is probably lying about that the dog was attacking him, because that doesn't seem to be the case. But it should just be enough that the dog is on his property and is chasing his chickens, and killing them off, That should pretty much, I would think, be enough yeah. So, yeah. Do you want a chicken, or how many chickens, it's going to kill before he actually gets the, I just, he could, of course, have tried to just shoot, to just make some noise to make the dog, stop chasing it. You would think that a dog would react to a shot, and stop doing what it does, right? But of course, if it doesn't, then you could further, of course, you should have been able to stop the dog overall, and just go after it, and just, it must have had the leash on at that point. Of course, that might not, in regards of seconds, in regards of killing the chicken, maybe, right? So he might have saved one of his chickens, right? Maybe more, who knows? So I don't think you could, I don't think you can really give him the fault for. Of course, it's a kind of an early thing to just, it's kind of a, shooting a dog and all that. It's kind of, but I can't really see that he's really doing anything really wrong, because it's on his property, and the dog is chasing his chickens, right? It's not kind of the way the way that would be the best thing to go around, I think, in regard to this. But I can't see that he's really doing anything wrong. He's just stopping the dog from eating, or, well, not eating, just killing his chickens, and he's protecting his chickens, from being killed off. And then again, the question is, which animal is worth more, right? Is the dog worth more than a chicken, or multiple chickens? How many chickens does it go in regards of a dog, in regards of value, so, yeah. But anyway, he shot the dog, and the dog didn't survive. I still think you could probably have done it in another way, but again, I can't really see that he really did anything wrong. But they seem to persecute him or sue him for killing the dog. But it's like, hey, the dog is on his property, right? What is it doing on his property, in the first place, right? And what in the world is it doing chasing his chickens, you know? As kind of, I can understand that, those two older people are very, very unhappy in regards to having their dog killed. But, you kind of, the dog is kind of running on another man's property, right? And it's kind of killing his chickens, right? So it's kind of, and it's kind of hard to say that he actually did anything wrong, um, you know, because it's on his property and it's killing his animals. And if he didn't stop it, then how many chickens would have been killed, right? This dog is going total frenzy on the chickens, and so yeah, not good, not good at all. So he lost at least one chicken, as I understand it, right? And they lost a dog, and of course that's not good for any part, right? I don't know if the last chicken survived that the dog already had gone after, but yeah, both of them lost an animal, as far as I understand it. So it's and then one part suits the other. I don't know. It's just, again, is the dog worth more than the chicken? Is again, it's, I don't know how you would value that, but whatever the case, the dog is still someplace it shouldn't be, and it's killing his chickens. So, and it's terrible. Of course, it's terrible, and of course, you shouldn't kill. But it's already killing all his chickens, right? And the owners don't have the don't have control over the situation, right? One of the owners gets over to the dog and fixes the line, and then I think the dog must be going off, and then ends up, because the woman can't hold the dog back. I think she falls. That wouldn't be unusual that a dog pulls, right? And if it have more strength than the person, then of course she would fall down, and the dog would be running again after the chickens. So yeah, and then he shot it. So I don't think it really matters in regards if the dog was attacking him or not. It's attacking his chickens, and if he doesn't stop the dog, it might kill another chicken, and after that it might kill another chicken, if they don't get it on the leash, But yeah, and I guess the guy might not have been so good at with dogs or anything like that. You could of course have gone over to the dogs and just taking it in the neck and just pulled it up and all that. But yeah. But then suing him for it, kind of doesn't really do. It's like, come on, the guy lost a chicken, He lost a dog and he lost a chicken, and it's your dog that killed his chicken on his ground, not on. It's not like the chickens are going onto, their place, right? It's their dog going to his place, at his place where his chickens are, So it's just, it doesn't. I could understand if the chicken had flown over to the other side, right? Into the neighbors. I can understand that, right? Yeah. That's a seal coming around. Huh. Anyway, that was just a little video. I guess it doesn't matter. There's so much else to do, and I guess I get these, worldly videos to see instead of actually. I should get, well, there's still some time if I want to go out swimming, although I really, I don't know, I should really get on going. Although, I also need to wash some clothing. I don't think I have some, that's a good question. Well, I guess I can do the commando thing, I guess. Yeah, I need to wash some clothing for sure. I think I have some shorts, but kind of getting too small. Yeah, I need to wash my clothing. I need to get that sorted out. What? Seems to be murders and killings all around. So, that's then interesting, right? Oh, people getting murdered and this and that, and yet we're still killing around 15,000 innocent people in society. And these murderers that are doing these killings are still running around, being part of the medical mafia. Here we have a mother and 2 children dying. Apparently she killed herself with the children. Now you have to wonder why that happened in regards to these disgusting, filthy things that is happening in our days. A lot of people kind of, the state is just evil, We had a guy that died in the mayor's office as well. I don't know further in regards to the information, but it seems like the state ran him to, to commit suicide. Very disgusting. Very disgusting. And apparently there's no heroes in the police. So instead of actually going inside the building and maybe having the ability to have rescued him from his, they just stand outside and do their thing. Apparently no heroes in the police, They could have just entered the building quickly and searched it around, and yet, nope. Just standing outside, right? But I still don't know what happened in regards to that, because I was not allowed to have a look into that. Because apparently we have no transparency in this society. So that's, I guess, how it is. Oh well. Yeah, I should go and have a swim, but yeah, there's a kind of a problem in regards to the clothing and all that. I really need to sort that out, and I found out I could actually use my shorts as underwear, When you don't use them in the summer, you can just use your underwear, use them as underwear. That's actually pretty good, These are lightweight, pants and all that, and you can also swim with them and all that. Although I usually don't use them in the, of course, they're kind of, just when I use them as clothing, they're kind of not, clean and all that. So, of course, when they're clean, I guess you could actually just swim with them, but well, then they're still wet when you. I'm kind of still wet then when you can't have them on, so that's a. I guess you could maybe no, because they're just not going to work. Oh well. Yeah, that's not going. You need to wash them at some point, some kind of way. But yeah, you can use them as underpants, and then just your pants above them and all that. Works pretty good. Works pretty good. So that's an alternative in the winter. So you just have, yeah. It's interesting to have multi-purpose. You could really make a further multi-purpose shorts and all that, swimming shorts, shorts for putting things in your clothing and all. You could really make some very nice multiple shorts, underwear, shorts, bathing and things and all that. The problem is with these shorts is there's nothing for a belt. So there's actually, say like cargo shorts, or there's a lot of rooms and all that. But the problem is if you fill enough, if you fix things in the pockets, they will. That's because you can't have any belt, so the pants begins to go down. It's very annoying. And they haven't made it they haven't made it able to actually have a belt. And further, they have also there's this there's not even what do you call it? That's just a string, but it's not like one of these string that you can pull. So, but they have made so you can't even change the string because the string is fixed in behind. It's very sad that they've done these stupid things, but of course they probably did it on purpose as usual. Of course, every single time there has to be nonsense going around. You can't just find something that is just perfect. You have to always use a lot of time looking around this and that because women don't make things anymore in regards of, because then they could just make what you wanted, right? It's just amazing, so you wouldn't need to look around for nonsense. So of course more people will end up killing themselves as time goes, because that's just how it is in these days. Oh, I don't know. It's like 20:08. If I'm going to swim, I need to get on going. But I must say I have lost somewhat of. I was looking forward for a swim, but yeah, I don't know anymore. Kind of. Anyway, take care. May Jehovah be with you, and Yeshua, most precious pearl, and the Spirit of truth be in us all. Yeah, I just wanted to, because they're suing this guy. I think that's kind of ridiculous because it's on his land. The dog is on his land, the guy with the chickens, right? And the dog is killing his chickens, right? So because the dog is killing his chickens, he ends up shooting the dog, so it stops killing killing his chickens, right? So it's kind of, it's not, it's not a good thing to kill the dog, right? But it's not good to kill his chickens either, right? So it's like, and the dog is on his land, so I don't see how they can sue him for killing that dog when the dog is kind of killing his chickens and in a frenzy in regards to this. But then again, I just don't think it was the biggest error and the biggest faulty thing that I think he's doing is probably lying about the dog attacking him, because I don't think he actually would need a reason in regards to the dog attacking him to shoot the dog that is now killing his chickens. I think it should be enough that the dog is killing his chickens and he's shooting the dog because he's doing exactly that, right? And it's on his place, right? So I don't see the reason why lying about the dog attacking him, because it doesn't seem like it was attacking him, and if it really was attacking him, he could have taken the dog, and it shouldn't be a problem for a big guy like that to take the dog and string it fast. And of course, if it actually was attacking him, it wouldn't then be attacking the chicken that it was running after. So it kind of ruined his. I can understand if it begins to run after one of his chickens that is already hurt and all that, to try to kill it, that you just, that he's trying to stop that, right? But if the dog is going to attack, he could just, then it's going against him, right? And then he should be able to pretty much take it down. But in any case, whatever. I don't think it helps, at least lying in regards to that. So, but yeah, the older couple is kind of angry, you know, and it's of course it's a very sad thing, you know, losing their dog. I can understand that, but I think they also should understand that their dog was actually in another man's yard, and it was killing his chickens. It's kind of, you know, and you want to sue him for that, you know, that he, you know, of course, you know, it's kind of over the top to kill the dog, but he's still killing his chickens, and in the end of it's still up to him to really, you know, make the choice. You know, is he going to save his chickens, or is he going to let the dogs kill all his chickens, right? You know? That's a good question, isn't it? And again, you have to wait. How many chickens in regards of life is in regards of a dog, right? You know, it's kind of, are we going to weigh the dog's life against a chicken's life? And how many chickens, if we, you know,